Aggressive move from Andy Pearce up on the inside there. He outdoes Vaughan Mander's problem. Contact Bennett. And also Blake Mills is up and over off camera. There's Mills. He was pushed into the wall. He flipped too.
The opening lap of Heat 6 at round 2 of the Speedcar Pro Series was a career-defining moment for South Australia's Todd Bennett. Whilst his rollover looked to be fairly non-dramatic, it was the way that the car landed that caused serious concern, and he was taken to hospital in a neck brace as a precaution in case of any back and spinal injuries, but was later cleared by doctors of serious damage. Bennett has since bounced back from the crash, and he can recall vividly the moment that almost brought his racing career to a halt.
Well, it didn't really look that big. It was only a little tumble, but it's just how it landed. It landed really harsh on the chassis rails, and everything just jarred and jolted my back and everything. So it was felt instant pain straight away when I landed. But just been taking it easy, a few massages here and there. It's slowly coming good, but once you're back in the car, you don't really feel it. It's adrenaline takes over, and you don't really feel the pain much. So I guess it's part of racing.
Bennett has been racing speed cars for 3 seasons, having spent a decade in karting. In the 2011-12 season, he was awarded the Speedcar South Australia Rookie of the Year award, and then finished 3rd in the club championship the following summer, winning the Hard Charger award along the way. This term sees him step up to national level competition with the Pro Series, and Bennett admits that the learning experience has been a tough but fulfilling one.
Yeah, we've only started, it's only my 3rd season, so still learning the ropes and finding our feet a bit. It's been tough 3 seasons. We've had our ups and downs and a couple of little stacks, but no, we're getting there.
And Trevor Nucky was instrumental, wasn't he, in getting you involved in the beginning in speed cars. Tell us about that.
Yeah, he was. I started working for Trev probably about 3 years ago, and I had quite itchy feet to get back into racing. Hadn't raced anything for quite a while, and yeah, I started talking to Trev about racing and speedway and whatnot, and threw around some ideas with Dad as to maybe Formula 500s or lightning sprints or something, and then yeah, Trev said, why not a speed car? So, and then went from there. He found us a good car from out of Perth, and we had a look and bought it and got into it.
BCR Motorsport is a small family operation, led by Todd's father Butch Bennett and mum Carolyn. The importance of family support plays a vital role in Bennett's racing.
Oh, big importance, we're just a little family team, and we've always been into racing, family. Each of us had a kart each. There was about 4 of us. Yeah, all 4 had a kart when we were young. Mum, Dad, and sister, myself, and go around racing karts. It's always been in our blood, really. And family's a big thing, and it's good to be able to do it with Dad and Mum, and they enjoy it too, which is good.
Apart from the rollover at Collie, consistency has been the weak link in Bennett's ability to finish races in the Pro Series. He hopes that his luck can turn around at the back end of this inaugural tournament.
Not a lot you can really do, just got to sort of take it on the chin and, turn up the week after and just keep going and keep trying, and hopefully we'll have some luck soon. We need it. We haven't finished an A main yet this season, but the series. So tonight is really about finishing and just getting some points to get back up the ladder a bit.
After 4 rounds of the Speedcar Pro Series, Western Australia's Lee Redmond has become the surprise performer of this season's inaugural contest. The former Speedway solo rider was initially scheduled to contest only the opening 3 rounds, but when South Australian driver Ben Dillon was forced to withdraw as a contracted driver, Redmond received an offer by series organisers to take his place by virtue of his good form. Since he stepped away from the handlebars, Redmond has been racing speed cars for the past 3 seasons following a stint in wingless sprints, and he has nothing but praise for this exciting form of speedway racing.
For me, Speedcar division is it's everything. It's the competitors, the guys you race against. You know, we race against the likes this year of Dane Kingshot and Scott Glazebrook, you know, Brownie. We're on the East Coast, guys like Todd Wanless, and you can only learn so much. You know, like you can learn so much from those guys. And the midgets for me, they're a small car with, you know, nearly 400 horsepower, only weigh 900 pounds. Just the pure acceleration of them and how they're such an angry little car, and they're a real challenge to drive, you know. So.
During his career on two wheels, which commenced in 1991, Redmond won the Western Australian Under-21 Solo Championship and qualified for the Senior Australian title of that year. He then travelled to England in 1993, riding for the Kings Lynn Stars in the British Elite League. In 1996, he won the Western Australian Solo Championship before returning to England to ride again for Kings Lynn and then Sheffield, where he finished his career. He recalls his time racing solos as an important role in his development as a competitor.
Mate, like I was like 20, 21 I think when I left to go, so it was pretty new to life, I suppose you could say, particularly going over east. We've done a little bit of racing over east, but there's a whole different scenario when you're racing obviously overseas. I went there with 2 bikes, and you know, my dad basically let me take the bikes that I was riding from here, and yeah, every track we went to was a new one. I think I did something like, you know, I think you do roughly around about 20 tracks on the circuit, and yeah, it was just finding the places sometimes was half the trouble, and getting there, you know.
During his time in solos, Redmond suffered the worst accident of his career 1 week after winning the Western Australian Solo title in 1996.
Yeah, mate, 96, the week before we won the WA State title, and when I was riding, you had to qualify for the Australian title. The Australian title was in Brisbane at the exhibition grounds. Really nice track, good facility. And the week before they'd had, funny enough, it had speed cars there, and where the grass comes up as you're coming out of the corner, there was a few bumps, and I happened to hit one of those in my second heat race and landed upside down in the concrete fence, and I broke my back in 4 places, fractured my pelvis, and yeah, generally lots of big dose of concussion. I couldn't feel my legs for a good 25 minutes. I'd actually thought I'd severed my spine. Luckily for me, in the next 3 or 4 hours in the hospital, I slowly got feeling and pins and needles back into my feet, so I'm very fortunate.
The days of riding solos have long since passed, and Redmond has now found a successful second career racing speed cars. It's a class that he's enjoyed both as a driver and spectator, and he owes thanks to Wayne Cover, who introduced him to racing in this class.
Yeah, Wayne gave me the opportunity to race a speed car 2 years ago. I'd been racing wingless cars, and we won a track championship out in our second year, and I was having a lot of fun with it, but I'd always wanted to race speed cars. That's what I really wanted to do most of my life. My dad raced speed cars in the 70s, and that's where his heart is, and that's probably where mine's always been. Wayne gave us an opportunity to race his speed car last year and the year before, and that really put us in the next stepping stone to buy our own car.